and welcome back to a new setup and new setting. I have just moved into my new London flat. Finally, I am in the south where it's going to be so much easier for me to work and see people and go to events. I'm so excited about the future now. So I moved in yesterday, I've unpacked, I've put everything everywhere. It took me a long time. But I think I'm all unpacked now, so I thought I would film this video for you. So my last video was a December favourites video, telling you all about my favourites for the last month. Yeah, I really wanted to get a full year review kind of video done, like a lot of other people have done. A full 2014 favourites video, so that's what this is going to be. I'll try to get through it as fast as I possibly can, because there's quite a lot of things here in different categories. But this is just a way for me to tell you about every different product type and which is my absolute favourite for the year. So let's get on with it. I'm going to start with skincare just so we can start with the skin and work our way through from there. First thing is the waterproof eye makeup remover from Vichy, the Purite Thermal. I've talked about this before. It's the best one for taking off waterproof eye makeup, I feel. It works really well for me, and I have constantly gone back to this one. My favourite nighttime kind of moisturiser, and I feel something that's really helped my skin the last few months especially, has been the Clinique Super Serum. It's very expensive, it's about £50 per tube, which is a lot of money. However, it is fantastic at working miracles with your skin in terms of dark spots, bad pigmentation, blemishes and things like that. So I've really loved putting this on every single night, so big winner for me. Other than nighttime, my other favourite, as it was last year, is the Regen Cream. Still a massive favourite for me. Cannot do any wrong with this. It's like £3 or £4 per tub, absolutely loads in it. It takes ages to go through because you don't need too much on your face. It's amazing at removing blemishes, anything that you don't really want on your skin, it's amazing at removing. So I absolutely adore this so much. For serums, my favourite has got to be the Hyaluron. I've used quite a few recently, but this is the one that I think I will be repurchasing, especially because for the price, it is one of the best. I apply this underneath my moisturiser every single day, and often on those days when I don't even want to put on anything at all, just because it just boosts the skin, it just adds extra hydration, and it's just wonderful. So this has greatly helped my skin again this year, and it's a massive winner. And something else for skincare, not necessarily for the face though, is this hand cream from Hand Chemistry. Extreme Hydration Concentrate, 24% active complex. I just find this absolutely beautiful on the hands. I put it on every single night before bed, and it just helps to soften, and it keeps them so hydrated. Like my skin on my hands feels so wonderful. So this is something I will definitely be repurchasing over and over. Okay, so makeup. Let's start with skin first. Favourite primer of the year has been the Wonder Glow from Charlotte Tilbury. This is almost like gold beams in a bottle. You put it onto your face, it hydrates, moisturises, primes, but also adds this beautiful kind of golden sheen to the skin, so that when you then apply your foundation over the top, it just kind of illuminates and just makes it look really radiant and glowing. It's beautiful, and also if you mix this in with your foundation, it works just as well that way as well. But this is kind of a well-kept secret, I feel. It's really good. Foundations, it was so hard to choose, and if you saw my favourite foundations video that I did a few weeks ago, you'll have seen some of my mega favourites. However, I had to go for the very number one spot, and that's Laura Mercier Silk Cream. It's the one I go back to for the biggest occasions, the most special events. I know it doesn't upset my skin, it's the most flawless finish, and it's just absolutely beautiful to apply. So this is a big favourite for me. For concealer, again, there's been a lot of concealers that I've loved, but this is the one that I am obsessed with, and it's the Clarins Instant Concealer. I have it in 01, and it's a beautiful shade for me. I found that so many people are now using this. I'm not surprised because it's so good. It just illuminates, brightens, but also has such flawless coverage as well. So it covers all your dark circles, covers anything else on your face that you want covered, and it doesn't look cakey, it looks so natural while doing it. So this is just the best of the best. For powder on top of that, of course, you'll know already, the Hourglass powder. I get the one in Ethereal Light, and it's one of the ambient lighting powders. I've hit pan on this and I have to repurchase soon, and I will be doing. It's by far the best powder. It's so light. and so finely milled that when you apply it over top of concealer it doesn't cake it. It just works so beautifully in the skin as if it was part of the skin. So I could not recommend this more. I use it every single time I do my makeup. For contour, there were two favourites really. I know that's kind of cheating, but kind of I felt one was one half of the year and one was the other half, and it is these two. The first half of the year, from January to June time, I'd say it was this, the Illamasqua Sculpting Powder Duo. Which again I've hit pan on, the highlighter. It's just so easy to throw in your bag. It's got both products in there. The colours are amazing, they're so natural, and you can create such a beautiful contour with them. And the only reason I stopped using that was because I then bought this, which is a Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, which looks like a beautiful gold bar. And you'll have seen me use this so often with the contour and the highlight shade, which again are absolutely perfect. It's not too orangey and it's not too ashy. It's just that perfect middle ground colour, and the highlighter is so radiant and glowing and catches light so beautifully on your cheeks. It's just absolute winners. They both are absolutely beautiful. I'd say this one's slightly less expensive than this one, but they both do an absolutely wonderful job. I love them. This one's a little bit more ashy, I'd say, than this one, but still beautiful. I therefore might as well move on to bronzers, and again I have two, and again it's because it's kind of half through the year and I couldn't really decide, especially as one is more high street and one is more designer luxury. So first one for the first half of the year has to be the Soap and Glory Solar Powder. I just stumbled upon this really. I don't know how I got my hands on it or why I picked it up, but I did, and I used it repetitively for months and months and months. I hit pan on it, and usually when I hit pan sometimes I get a little bit unfond of a product and I'll go on to something else when I should just re-buy it instead if I feel that way. It's a wonderful product. It's got the bronzer with a highlighter on the side, but the highlighter isn't too highlighty. It's almost just a lighter shade of brown with a bit of gold specks. So when you mix the two together, it's just illuminating, radiant and beautiful. Then I picked up the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess bronzer, which is absolutely huge, beautiful big mirror, which is super easy. Generally if I'm on the go, I'll use this as my mirror to do my makeup in because it's so big. And again, it's just got a perfect bronzed shade. You look like you've been on holiday wearing this. It's just perfect. There's nothing more I can say about bronzer than it just works really, really well. So these two are great. One's much more expensive, one's not so expensive, and they're both brilliant. An additional highlighter though that I did want to mention because it's fast become my absolute favourite, and that is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. Of course you can use this for all types of different things. This powder on the end, dim light, is much more bronzy, so I use that over the top of my bronzer just to add that kind of glow to it. But the other two, especially this one in the middle, which is incandescent light, I think, is absolutely beautiful as a cheek highlight. It's just wonderful. So as soon as I started using it last month, I was sold straight away, and it fast became my absolute favourite. So this palette in itself is just wonderful. For the eyes, this was really difficult. I have so many different palettes and so many different eyeshadows, and you've got so many different colours, it's hard to say which is your favourite. But I've got to say, the one I reach for the most and the one that makes me most excited to use it is the Lorac Pro palette. You get 8 matte shades and 8 shimmers, and it's just the perfect palette for creating all different types of more neutral looks, more smoky looks as well, and more natural daytime looks. So buttery to apply on the eyes, so blendable, you cannot go wrong with this. Favourite eyeliner, I've not got it with me as I need to buy a new one, but I'll show you this one which is slightly the same. It's by Ico and it's a magic liquid eyeliner. It's wonderful, it's got a really fine nib, you can twist it up at the very, very bottom and it adds more product, and you can create such a perfect cat eye with it. Favourite mascara, this will come as no surprise, but it's a Clarins Intense Waterproof. It's a bit dirty now, mine. Ooh, need to buy a new one probably. It's one of those mascaras that you look at it and think, looks okay. But as soon as you start using it, it separates, it lengthens, it holds the curl better than any mascara I've ever used, and I need that with my straight eyelashes, as I've said 1,000 times before. Sorry to keep repeating myself on that point, but it's so good. So yeah, highly recommend this one. For the brows, again, this is a difficult one. I know that 2014 was the year of the brow, and we were all trying to create that perfect brow look so much. And finally, I got to the point where I was super happy with my brow routine, and it's due to this, which is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I use mine in soft brown. got a very kind of gel cream formula, so that when you apply it onto a brush and then onto your eyebrows, you've just got the right amount of product, and you can keep working away and adding more and more and more, and it just makes your eyes look great, and they'll stay put because this is kind of like a gel. So as soon as this sort of sets in place, and that's kind of it. And I just really like the packaging as well. I think it's really, really cute, and I enjoy using it as well. So by far, this is my favourite brow product of 2014. Favourite blusher, again, this might not be a surprise, but it's the Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop blusher from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the one in First Love. There's just something so subtle and natural about this shade. In the store, I remember looking at it and think, is this even going to show up on my cheeks? It's very, very light. But then as soon as I started using it, I realised just how beautiful it was to the cheeks. It gave such a natural kind of blush, but you can build it up to be a lot darker if you want to, especially with this darker shade in the middle. Wonderful. I cannot recommend this anymore. Moving on to the lips. I'm going to start with a product that I wasn't sure on at first, and then I got into it and now I really, really love it. And it's a By Terry Baume de Rose, and I've got this in Rosy Babe, so it's a much more rosy shade and pinky shade. I love just to apply this sometimes on days on its own, and it really looks like it's plumping the lips, and it adds that very baby pink sheen to them. Really, really cute. Or I'll add this underneath lipstick as well, just to make sure my lips stay hydrated and look really, really plumped and beautiful. Now this is really, really expensive. It's about £35 for this little one. So I would say my other absolute favourite this year is of course Carmex, as I always use it. So it's been Carmex or By Terry, so it's either £35 or £2. I absolutely love this. And again, it's hard to choose favourite lip colours of the year, but I'm just going to go for the ones that I probably use the most. And they are these two. I've got one from MAC and one from Illamasqua. The MAC one is completely covered in this lipstick, but I thought I'll add some more. Get rid of that. Let's clean you up. There we go. All clean. Cream Cup. It's just such a lovely nudie baby pink shade. It's just really, really lovely. And also from Illamasqua, it's Corrupt, which I'm wearing now. And if you see me ever wearing a really kind of vibrant pink, it's usually Corrupt. I just love it so much. So it's much more matte, but it's up to you. If you want to go for much more edgy matte lip, perfect. If not, put some Carmex under it, put some Carmex over it, put a lip gloss over it, and hey presto, it's not as matte anymore. So you can always mix it up. But in terms of colours, Corrupt, I absolutely adore that, especially with my hair colour, and especially when my hair is a little bit lighter. And Cream Cup is my everyday wear lipstick. So those two I absolutely love. So my favourite fragrance of the year, I had a lot of contenders in this one, but I've got to stick with my roots, and that has to be the Flower Bomb Victor Rolf Extreme. So it's Flower Bomb Extreme. It's the sort of more nighttime extreme version, as they like to call it. It only comes in 50ml, which is very annoying because the 50ml is like £70 and it's ridiculous, but it smells absolutely incredible. In fact, I'm not putting it on this one. I just find, I love Flower Bomb, but I find that sometimes it's quite candy and very sweet, whereas I feel this one, it's just a bit richer. The smell isn't quite as tingy and tangy and sweet, those sweet notes at the top. It's got something a bit more rich about it, I feel. And I've used this, I've worn this for absolutely years, and I will not stray. In terms of tools, I have two particular types of tools that I want to mention. I did mention the other day that I'm absolutely in love with the Real Techniques NYX Pix brushes. They're incredible, they're wonderful. But for the entire year, my absolute favourites would have to be these, and they are the Zoeva Rose Gold Edition. Regardless of whether they're rose gold or not, these are just brilliant, brilliant brushes. They come in a little pouch. I'm pretty sure I'm missing one here actually, but I just picked up a few just to show you. They come in a set, and I have used these so much. For example, the blush brush is my favourite blush brush, perfect shape. The foundation brush, well, this is a silk finish brush. I use this as my foundation buffing brush, and it's a miracle worker. The face shape is perfect, I find, for concealer or just for any little extra buffing. The Luxe Petite crease brush, perfect for getting into those tiny little sections of the eyes. The Luxe Soft Definer is just like the MAC 217 and is an amazing blending brush. And then you've also got the Wing Liner, which is the thinnest liner brush ever for doing a winged liner, and I've used that today. Then a little bit more price than you may pay for other cheaper sets in Boots, but they are highly worth it and they also look beautiful. Final tool that I had to mention was the Real Techniques sponges. I've got 2 of these now. This one just needs a good clean, I think, but they're just an absolute godsend, especially to concealer. I use this just to put concealer to my eyes, and then I wet the sponge and I'll go all under it, and it just works the product into your skin better than any brush ever could. My concealer has never looked more flawless than when I started using these. So I could not rave about these anymore, and they're about £7, so you definitely need to invest in one. They're amazing. And we'll end this video with hair, because I do love some good hair products. So first of all, volume. It's all about mousses. Now, I've had quite a few different types. I'm not saying this is my favourite. I've had quite a few different types this year. The GHD Volume Foam Mousse, amazing. The Paul Mitchell Sculpting Foam Mousse, amazing. This one is the BB Thickening Full Form Mousse, again, amazing. Any type of mousse, those 3 especially. And also I've got a Shumura Art of Angora, I think it's called. Amazing again. So any kind of volume making foam is an absolute winner. I just add a sort of tennis ball size to my hands, rub it together, turn my hair upside down, run it through all of my hair and the roots, blow dry it upside down, and you just get so much volume. It's amazing. So I can't live now without volume things, so this is a brilliant one. One of the reasons I keep it in such good condition is due to this product, definitely. Hands down, one of the best products of this year, Moroccan Oil. I think it was also one of the best products of last year as well. It's just fantastic. The bottle's about £30 this size, but you only need a tiny bit at once. I've probably been going through this bottle now for about 5 months, 6 months, and it's only halfway down. It lasts for ages. You need a tiny little amount, and I add it just to the ends of my hair when they're wet. Work it in and massage it in, then I blow dry it, and I just found the ends of my hair feel so much softer and smoother and nowhere near as broken as they might have been a couple of years back. So total godsend. And we've come to the end. Those are all of my favourites of the previous year. 2014 was an amazing year for me. I achieved so much and it was just a really, really fun year. So I'm hoping that 2015 is just as amazing, if not even better. So I hope you all had a great 2014 and a wonderful new year into the 2015. I will be creating a lot more videos from now on, seeing as I am a full-time blogger and YouTuber. So hopefully you'll enjoy all my videos. If you did enjoy this one today, please do give it a like. That would really help me out. That would be awesome. And if you're new, please give it a subscribe. And if that's the case, I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys! Mwah. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd film my December favourites, as it's that time of the month where we're wrapping up this wonderful, magical month as it has been, and I thought we'd reminisce back on what I was loving. The sort of purpley, smoky eye. I mean, what else to expect from me? So yeah, I really, really hope you enjoy it. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and have a fantastic new year.